Alright, when putting this back together, I'll take a little bit of grease, being as you've had your fingers on this. And this is Yamaha gear lube. They're Yamaha outboard motor grease. Works really well. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's just right. So we'll dab a little grease on there. Reinstall the cam. Dab a little grease on either side of the cam, just like so. You don't want to get it on the spool. It'll slow you down. Put a little grease on the spool, or on the gear shaft. Also a little bit on your anti-reverse studs, just like so. Next, we're going to put your pinion yoke back on with your pinion gear still attached. Next to your pinion yoke springs. Make sure everything sits back down on there nice and easy. Make sure everything works well. Make sure that's how you know you didn't scar up anything. If anything has any trouble moving up or down, in and out, you know you scarred something by taking the pin in and out. So you need to have a small file available to take off any little burrs or anything like that you created. Next, we have our two anti-reverses and our base plate for the drag washers and the gear base plate. Set those down on there, just like so. There's a little square hole there that the spool or the pinion shaft, the gear shaft has to sit inside. Next, we have your base plate drag washer. Goes right on. Then reinstall your cassette drag. A little bit of grease on either side of the shaft. You don't want any galding on there. Set everything right back in. Make sure it goes completely down against your base plate. Double check your anti-reverses. See, that one popped out. So you need to pull this back off and make sure that your anti-reverse is on where it's supposed to be. Okay, one more time. Make sure it's down all the way. Spin. And the reverses work good. Take just a little bit more grease. Put around the gear. Make sure it coats it nice and evenly. If you hook a big fish on this guy, the last thing you want to do is burn up a set of gears because of it. Then we're going to replace our anti-reverse collar. You can see the two keyways in there. There's two keyways on the bottom of this. It's going to go right back down with the teeth in the keyways. You're going to have a small bearing shim that goes between this and the bearing in the outside. This is going to slide back down over top, just like so. And make sure that your disengage is doing what it's supposed to be doing, just like so. Make sure your bearing's placed back inside and your 4 screws are going back in. Okay, now that you got them both back in, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tighten them in sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, just to be safe. Then we're going to have one more shim washer that goes over top, again separating the bearing from the compression washers. Your compression washers are going to go on. One more shim washer. Your star drag tensioning nut. Tension spring for your star drag. Your actual star. Make sure it fits back down in that little keyway for it. Your handle. Your handle nut. Let's get it nice and snug. Lay your keeper back on there and twist, tighten until your keeper lines up with the screw hole. Reinstall the screw. And there you have it. A set of ABEX 7 orange seal bearings into a Shimano Trinidad 14A. Alright, now that we've got that done, this is a reel that I use myself personally. It's one of the Trinidad 12s that I put a magnetic brake in and the ceramic bearings. As you can see, you give it a spin and it slows right down, or you can turn it up and really watch it fly. So the magnetic brake's a nice addition also to this reel. This is the stock reel that we've just done, and it's very, very fast now, so this will take an educated thumb. If you have any more questions about how to install the bearings in these reels, or any other reel for that matter of fact, please feel free to contact me, Ryan White at Hatteras Jack. You can email me from www.hatterasjack.com, or you can contact Boca Bearings at www.bocabearings.com. Thanks a lot. Enjoy.